Testing, testing. Ah, perfect. Welcome to English with Wolfizzle. I am Professor Wolfizzle, and sitting across from me today in the studio is our resident student, Sarah. Say hello to the audience, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. I am super excited to be here. And honestly, I am very ready to unlearn everything from my school days. I studied so hard, but it just does not work in real life.
Let us talk about that, Sarah. How many years did you spend studying English grammar charts, irregular verbs, and vocabulary lists in school?
At least 8 years, Professor. Maybe even more. We had tests every single week, and I spent hours writing vocabulary on flashcards. But I still completely freeze the moment a native speaker talks to me.
Exactly. 8 years of your life. Gone. And what happens in the real world? A native speaker asks you a quick, simple question, and your brain instantly stops working.
Yes! My hands sweat, I look at the floor, and I try to remember a rule from page 42 of my old textbook. Finally, I just whisper, "Sorry, my English is very bad. It feels terrible."
Stop saying sorry. It is not your fault, Sarah, and it is not the audience's fault either. You are not bad at languages. Your brain is not broken. The truth is simple. School books are bad.
Why do they make it so difficult then? I always felt like they wanted me to fail, or like they wanted me to study forever.
They make English look like a giant monster because the textbook industry wants to sell you more levels, more apps, and more courses. Today, we change that forever. I am going to show you how to understand and speak 50% of all English conversations with a very simple code.
50%? That sounds impossible. I usually need an entire dictionary to understand a basic text. What is this magic code, Professor?
It is not magic, Sarah. It is data. You only need exactly 100 words to do it. We are going to look at the real facts, break down the mechanics, and completely change how your brain thinks about communication. Let us look at the real facts, Sarah. I am an analyst, so I do not care about opinions. I care about data. In linguistics, there is a famous rule called Zipf's law.
Zipf's law? I think I heard that name before, but I don't know what it means. It sounds like a difficult scientific concept from a university textbook.
It means something beautiful and simple. Human beings are naturally lazy when they communicate.
Lazy? Like, we do not want to work hard when we talk? I always thought speaking a language required maximum mental effort.
No, our biology always looks for the easiest way out. Because of this, in every single language on planet Earth, we use a very small group of words all the time. We take 95% of the dictionary, put it in the corner, and forget about it.
That makes sense. When I speak my native language, I do not use big academic words either. I do not look at my family and say, "I am currently experiencing great physical exhaustion due to a lack of deep sleep."
Exactly, Sarah. What do you actually say?
I just look at them and say, "I am so tired," or I need coffee now. We just use the simplest words possible to get what we want.
Precisely. You keep it functional. You use short, active words because your brain wants to save energy. Now, listen to this incredible secret. If you analyze any English book, any movie, any casual street conversation, or any corporate business meeting, 50% of the text uses the exact same 100 words.
Only 100 words make up half of the entire language? That is mind-blowing. So if I just master those 100 words, I can understand half of a Hollywood movie?
Yes. And if you expand that slightly and learn 300 words, you suddenly know 65% of the language. If you reach 1,000 words, you cover a staggering 80%. But what did your school do to you, Sarah?
Oh, they did the exact opposite. They forced us to learn difficult, decorative words like nevertheless, obnoxious, or consequently on day one. We had to write long essays using those exact words.
It is absolute madness. You were trying to build the heavy roof of the house before you even built the floor. You do not need more vocabulary to sound smart. You just need to be fast and aggressive with the 100 words you already know.
Okay, I am convinced. But how do we actually learn them? Do we just download the list of 100 words and repeat them until we go crazy?
Absolutely not, Sarah. And everyone listening at home, do not do that. The human brain is an organic machine. It hates lists. It deletes lists to protect itself. If you sit on your couch repeating the, of, and, to, all afternoon, you will achieve nothing but a massive headache.
I know that feeling. I could remember a list for a school test at 9 a.m., but by the next morning, the words were completely gone from my head. It felt like my brain just threw them in the trash.
Yes, because the words had no hooks and no context. You must see these 100 words as a functional toolkit. Most of them are glue words like the, of, to, in, that, with. They are the scaffolding that holds your thoughts together.
Okay, so they hold the sentence together. But what about the action? How do we actually build a thought with just glue words?
The real magic happens when you look at the verbs on that list. Instead of learning 50 different verbs for every single specific action, native speakers just take one simple verb from the top 100 and combine it with a glue word. Take the verb get, for example. It is a magical 3-letter word. Sarah, let's play a game. How would you say, I need to purchase a cup of coffee using our rule?
Let me try. I need to get a coffee?
Yes! Simple and perfect. What if you want to say, I do not understand the words you are saying?
Oh, that's easy. I hear it in movies all the time. I don't get it.
Brilliant. And what if you are telling someone you need to leave your bed because it is late?
Get up.
Look at that. With just one simple verb like get, do, have, or make, you can express hundreds of different ideas. You do not need to stress your memory with heavy verbs like acquire, comprehend, or evacuate. You do less work, but you get much bigger results.
Wow. This is exactly how children learn, right? My little nephew speaks so fast, but he doesn't know any big vocabulary words. He just uses these small blocks over and over.
Exactly, Sarah. They master the functional hubs first. Now, let us talk about the psychology of fear, because this is where most students fail. The biggest problem when speaking English is not your lack of vocabulary. It is your fear of friction.
I completely agree. When I want to say a sentence, my heart starts beating fast. I panic, and I start looking through my brain for the most perfect, beautiful word because I am so afraid of making a grammar mistake.
Exactly. And that process takes way too much time. It creates latency. It is like trying to run a brand new modern video game on a 10-year-old laptop. The computer overheats, the screen freezes, and the system crashes.
That is exactly what my brain feels like, a total system crash. So how does limiting myself to 100 words fix that laptop crash?
Because if you tell your brain, listen to me, I am only allowed to use the basic 100 words right now, the panic disappears. You give your brain permission to be simple. For example, think of the word thing. It is a total superpower word.
The word thing? How can a basic word like thing save me from a brain crash?
Because if you forget the word for refrigerator, calculator, contract, or strategy, you can just use the word thing and describe it. Sarah, if you are at a hotel and you completely forget the word for refrigerator, how can you ask for one using simple words?
I guess I could say, can I have the cold thing for my food?
Brilliant. Is it elegant? No. Is it Shakespeare? No. But does the hotel manager understand exactly what you want?
Yes, he would probably just smile and bring it to my room. Wow. I always thought that using simple words like thing made me sound uneducated or stupid.
That is a lie that modern school systems taught you, Sarah. They want you to think language is an art project. It is not. In the real world, keeping the momentum of the conversation is everything.
So, if I stop talking to find the perfect word, I lose the momentum. Anxiety floods my brain, and I just stop speaking completely. Simple words keep the car moving.
Exactly. We must protect your momentum at all costs. Simple words keep you moving. So, how do we use this rule starting today? Sarah, you are going to start this practice this week, and the audience is going to do it right along with you. Here is your unalterable 3-step plan for the next 7 days.
I am ready, Professor. Give me the protocol. What is step number 1?
Step 1. Look at the list of the top 100 words. You can download my verified datasheet completely for free in the description below. Open it and look at it. You will quickly realize that you already know 90% of these words. You do not need to study them. You just need to start using them actively.
Okay. I don't need to study them because I already know them. Got it. What is step 2?
Step 2. The 2-minute recording. Take your smartphone every single evening
before you go to sleep. Open the voice recorder app and talk for exactly 2 minutes. Talk about your day, your job, your breakfast, or your frustrations. But here is the strict rule, Sarah, and you cannot cheat. You are completely forbidden from using complex vocabulary.
Oh, that sounds like a fun challenge. If I don't know a word, I am forced to use my simple toolbox to describe it. I have to find the easiest pathway out of the sentence.
It is highly effective data rooting, Sarah. It rewires your neural pathways in just a few days. And finally, step 3, passive tracking. Watch an English show tonight on Netflix or YouTube. But do not try to understand every single detail of the story or the characters. Just treat the audio like a data stream.
So I just listen specifically for the glue words, like that, it, with, so, as, and get? And I just count how many times they appear in one scene?
Yes. You will see the law working in real life. You will realize that presidents, movie stars, and top business CEOs rely on this exact same structural foundation every single day. English is not a giant, scary ocean of words. It is just a small pool of core words surrounded by a lot of decorative noise.
This makes so much sense. Language is not a school test where you get a grade. It is a biological tool designed for friction-free communication. Master the core 100 words, and you master the matrix.
Well said, Sarah.
Do you have any final thoughts for your fellow students out there before we close the lab today?
Honestly, just stop overthinking everything. Use the small words. The moment I realized it was okay to say the cold thing instead of worrying about the word refrigerator, it felt like a massive weight was lifted off my shoulders. We don't need to be perfect to be understood.
Absolutely true, Sarah. To everyone watching, drop a comment below and tell us what is the most useless, complicated English word your school teacher forced you to memorize. Let us complain about it scientifically in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, get your free protocol sheet below, and stop overcomplicating your brain. Class dismissed. Professor Wolfizzle and Sarah out.